Welcome back to the Green Beans Go channel. It's your host, me. Today, we are here to cover your 3 Thanksgiving NFL games. We do have a Black Friday game, but we're going to cover that on Friday. I have this tree which has 4 ornaments on it due to the fact that 4 of you correctly predicted the King of the Court last night or Tuesday night. Now, what I will tell you right now is we're going to add potentially more ornaments because DraftKings is bringing back the King of the End Zone for Thanksgiving only. So I'll give you my top 3 plays for that, but I do want you guys to comment who you are taking for King of the End Zone. We are ready for a Thanksgiving feast. On our plate, we have Packers, Lions, Chiefs, Cowboys, and Bengals, Ravens. I am excited because all 3 of those games should deliver. I know in the past we've had some duds throughout the Thanksgiving Day. Not the case this year, I do not believe. Now, what I want to tell you about this first game is throw out anything that you think you know about these teams. Packers have looked sluggish lately, specifically on offense. Lions have looked off lately, specifically last week on defense when they let Jameis Winston go nuclear on them. I think this is a totally clean slate, new start. I would not go on past data for this game. I'm just telling you that right now. It's a divisional matchup. It's a short week. It's bitter rivals. Everything about this game says you don't know what's going to happen, and that makes for good football. That makes for good sports. What is this hair doing? I mean, I may as well call myself Alfalfa. Where's my Darla? What are we up to right now, chat? Fix the hair. Do you got a hat around here? What are you doing? You're just going to have to... What is this? Where are the scissors? I'm about to just snip, okay? I've asked my wife to get the snip. She's not all game for it yet. Okay, screw it. We're just going to be freaking Chicken Littling today. The sky is falling. Moron. It's bothering me. Okay, there. Nope. Oh my gosh. 48.5 minus 2. You can still see it. Minus 2.5 is the total. I lean the under here, and I lean Detroit minus 2.5, and those are the most unconfident, weakest leans that you have ever seen. I'm telling you right now. When I look at these matchups, again, I think the matchup for Detroit through the air is a little worse. It's orange, which means it's fairly tough. Packers should have a fairly easy defensive matchup. But again, these two teams know each other so well. So it is just tough to really break this down. I think if you want any sort of lean, Love should have a day. I think it's going to call for Love to throw quite a bit, especially since we don't know the status of Josh Jacobs, but I imagine he's out. Watson over yards, Watson longest reception I like as well. I'm not super confident about this one, but I do like some touchdowns. And I know a lot of you clamored about the lack of touchdown data. You wanted this sheet back. I get it, guys. It's cool. It's colorful. I don't know how much it helps, but people wanted it. So here it is for this game. Offensively, Detroit has dominated with their running back touchdowns, but you look at the defense of Green Bay, they've only allowed 6 on the year, one of the league's best. I'm avoiding that a little bit. I don't really lean any Detroit running backs, even though that's what their data says. If I look at the weakness here over for Detroit, it is the wide receivers, and so obviously target Green Bay receivers here, even though statistically, Green Bay's offense has not found a lot of production and success with their receivers. Now, you're going to look at this 8 and say, well, maybe you like tight ends. If we go down here, Tucker Kraft has 6 of those 8. Tucker Kraft is out. That is why I said this data needs conversation. This data does not tell the entire story. You can't just simply come in here and say, oh, Detroit wide receiver defense is weak. Yes, but who is going to catch the ball? Christian Watson has been picking up the pace. Romeo Doubs has been all but irrelevant. Everybody else has been so injured on this team. It's really hard to narrow something down. I don't mind Detroit tight ends. Now, I realize this is a flawed data. I got to go fix this. I really apologize. I just now noticed this. Brock Wright is a tight end. He has 2 touchdowns. This should be tight end, so this should be 5, not 3. Regardless, I like the matchup. I think the box is going to be loaded when Detroit is in the red zone, and the linebackers are going to be paying attention to Gibbs and Montgomery, which means I believe that Brock Wright should have some success. So that's what I got for this game. And again, at the end, we'll do some official plays. Dallas and The Chiefs, guys, I hate the Chiefs. I hate the Chiefs. I want them to lose. They're 6-5, and I would love them to finish with no more wins. I believe that Dallas can hang in this one, although the story is going to be the defense. Dallas's defense cannot stop anybody, although they looked okay in the second half against the Eagles. Looked horrible in the first quarter, allowed 21 points, but then after that, they figured it out. Philly couldn't run the ball, and Hurts continued to have success through the air throughout the game, but when it mattered, they stopped him from scoring. The total here is pretty high. I would lean the under again. 52.5 is just such a massive number. Mahomes, I do fear he might have a Thanksgiving feast of his own in this game, but I still like the under here. The difference in this game, I think, is if Dallas can move the ball through the air. I would think if they are able to find success passing, that they cover that 3.5, maybe win the game outright. If you look at Kansas City, who is not the same team, and who has, played games close, lost a lot of games close. On the road, they have lost all but one game. 5 of their 6 wins have come at home. They travel on the road here on a short week. What does that mean? Now, if Dallas had just a little bit better defense, I would be all over Dallas. Obviously, that is the big key, the big matchup. Everything in this game revolves around, will Mahomes have success against this defense? If yes, they roll. If no, I think Dallas gets it done. I think that is the straw that breaks the camel's back in this instance. I would target Kansas City receivers and maybe even Kansas City quarterbacks, maybe even Patrick Mahomes. He scored 4 on the year. Dallas has allowed one of the league's highest at 6 rushing quarterback touchdowns. And again, it's hard to pick a Dallas guy just because their defense for Kansas City, it's been pretty good, and makes me quite a bit nervous. You look here at some maybe honorable mentions. Jake Ferguson has 7 on the year. Williams has 9 on the year. So in the red zone, they've been converting well and doing so with their running back and tight end. Obviously, we know George Pickens has 8, which is utterly absurd, which is massive. I think Dallas finds a way to put up points. I just don't have a lean for you on who it's going to be. So I would look more Kansas City's way in terms of scoring. Last game of the night, Joe Burrow should be back. He says if he's healthy, which I think he is, he's going to play. And I am licking my chops at this +7. Baltimore has shown me nothing. Baltimore has proven nothing since Lamar's been back. I've said it every week. I'm not impressed that they could barely hang on in the first half, finally pulled away, thanks to Derrick Henry in the second half against the Jets of all teams. I'm not seeing anything from this team that says, oh, this is the team to compete with in the AFC. I haven't seen really any team in the AFC look great outside of the Colts, and then they lose, and the Bills are losing, and the AFC is a mess. The AFC is wide open, and I like the Bengals +7. I also like the over here. Jamar Chase comes back this week after having a week of rest when he spit in the face of whoever he spit, Jalen Ramsey, I think, 2 weeks ago. He got suspended for a game. T. Higgins is out. Joe Burrow returns. They're facing a poor defense. I think this game goes over. I think we get a little bit of a shootout here. I think both teams have success offensively, and I think it's a great ending to the Thanksgiving holiday. Some targets for touchdowns. Baltimore receivers, Baltimore tight ends. The problem with Baltimore tight ends is they have a lot of them. Mark Andrews, Charlie Kolar, and Isaiah Likely, who has not scored. So maybe Likely finds his first season touchdown today or tomorrow, I guess, on Thanksgiving. Otherwise, they spread the ball around to these receivers. Flowers only has 1. Hopkins has 2. Wallace has 1. Walker has 2. Bateman has 2. It's a who's who at this wide receiver position. Lamar it's hard to say he has a favorite target in the red zone or defensively, not defensively, favorite target in the red zone or just in general. You'd probably say Zay Flowers. But in the red zone, I think Mark Andrews is probably where he looks. So if you want to go with a Mark Andrews TD, I don't mind that. Cincinnati receivers, although they do not have Higgins, I have my eye on Mitchell Tinsley here, a second-year receiver, played 77% of snaps last week with Chase being out. So just think Higgins is out this week instead of Chase. Chase is back in. I think Tinsley still gets a massive workload. Obviously, the wide receiver 2 is Andre Yoshivash, but I'm not convinced that he is going to be that prevalent in the offense. I think they like Tinsley a little bit more, and I think he's still being underpriced right now. So that's what I got for you. Now, a couple of things. King of the end zone. I want you guys to comment who you think is winning. If you pick the correct winner of King of the End Zone on Friday, when I make my video for Friday's picks, I will give you a shout out, I will give you an ornament, and we will celebrate together. My picks from each game, I'm going to give you 3, and they're a little bit longer shots. I'm going to take a little bit more of a risk with all of these and try to hit a massive free bet here. I like Christian Watson in the first game. I like Tyquan Thornton in the second game, and I like Mitchell Tinsley in the third game. My favorite pick of all, the number one pick that I have, the pick that I'm going to lock in, is Tyquan Thornton. When you combine Dallas's weak defense and the fact that Thornton, I believe, has the league's second highest depth of target, the fact that they are underutilizing him, I think, is a problem. But when they utilize him, it's on the deep ball. I think he could have a big game going deep, hopefully getting like a 70, 80-yard touchdown. Okay, so comment who you think is going to win. Otherwise, some official plays for you is by Tush Push. One of my favorite bets is the Bengals plus 7.5. I just think with Burrow back against an overrated Ravens team, I think the Bengals find a way to upset a division rival. I like them plus 7.5. Our first and goal play, our moderate play, Christian Watson, anytime touchdown. I think Jordan Love has a big game, and I think he's looking Watson's way quite a bit in the second half of the season. My third and long or longer shot play, and this is going to be my touchdown jackpot entry. Again, check the promos and play the promos if you guys feel like they have value to you. And FanDuel's touchdown jackpot, remember, if they score the first or the last touchdown, you split bonus bets. I'm going with Mitchell Tinsley here at 460 over on FanDuel for that. And then my Hail Mary, guys, my massive long shot play of the Thanksgiving week. We got 110 to 1 play here. I know it's wild. I know. We're having fun, guys. Small units. Christian Watson, Brock Wright, Patrick Mahomes, and Jamar Chase all to score 100 to 1 there. Again, appreciate you all for coming by. If you don't mind dropping a like, dropping a comment on who's going to win, and then we'll see you Friday for a breakdown in this similar style for all the other games this weekend. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. I will not have a video tomorrow, as you would probably expect, so run up the numbers on this. Show this to your friends. You're sitting around the table. Somebody wants to talk politics or religion. Stop them right there. Say, time out. No politics and religion. We're talking sports betting. Check out Green Means Go Sports. He's a YouTuber. He works hard at what he does. He does his best to bring some value, and he doesn't claim to be this massive winner with a giant Johnson. All he wants to do is spread joy, spread love, and hopefully limit people's losses, but add value to their life in the form of entertainment and fun. How's that for a conversation at the table? We'll see you Friday.